Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning on this Thursday morning. For those of you that are continuing to fast for the season of Lent, this is this is around day 30 for you, right? As we're heading down the stretch. Uh, Mr. Mar, good morning. For those of you that have gone through Ramadan, your day was Sunday, right? So I just wish that Allah could that he has blessed you with close with the closing of the fast, and you have gained whatever it is that you was seeking during that fast, right? But today I'm just gonna, we're coming down the stretch, right? We're in the finishing leg, right? We're trying to get to the reward and finish the race. So today I'm just gonna talk about something from the Bible real quick, right? And it's not to get all spiritual or anything, but it's just a meaning of something, right? So today I'm going to talk about uh Ashakar or Yeshakar, right? For those of you that don't know who that is, Yeshakar or Ishakar is the ninth son of Joseph. I mean, excuse me, Jacob. Jacob, the Israel, the ninth tribe of Israel, right? And we all understand that this is the year of the nine, and we all understand that you know we have to complete whatever we set out for this year. And so I'm just going to pick him because he's the ninth son of Israel, or the ninth tribe of Israel. But I'm a put it to you to where it's fascinating how it comes out to be this way, right? So when you study what uh when you study what Ishakar means, or Ishakar, it translates into there is a reward, right? Or he's a man of wages or higher, right? But I'm gonna say wages, right? Why is that important during this time? It's important during this time because we are seeking something during this fast, or we are seeking something in life. We are trying to gain a purpose, or an aspect in our everyday life, right? Some of us just, most of us push go live to for a reason, right? Some may say it's to entertain, some may say it's to encourage, some may say it's to teach. But there is a reason for us doing it. There's a gain for doing this, right? And so my gain is to help people, right? Or to encourage or to uplift, however you want to see fit, right? And so during these past 30 days, I've come up here to encourage those that are doing the fast, whether it's many or whether it's few. I know the importance of the fast is because you're trying to gain something. You're trying to become something that you were not before you started said fast. And when you think about it, right, we're at the end time, right? We're at the end time of the fast. We got 10 more days before we can say I have finished said race, or I have done the duties that I have to do in order to complete said fast. We have given up a lot to gain the newness of who we are trying to become. And so when you look at, like I said, when you look at Ishakar, he's not spoken of too much, right? But the blessing is that we understand that he was named this because his mother felt like he was a reward for her patience. Because if you understand the story of Riaz, good afternoon. When you understand the story of his mother Leah, she was not loved by Israel. She was given to him to keep him hostage, to keep him bondage, and she worked hard to gain favor with uh Israel. And so, after son number 5, right? She had Reuben, she had Simeon, she had Judah, uh, and a couple other people ahead, right? So a couple other sons, right? But this one, she said, this is a reward, whether it was for her or whether it was for Israel. She said, I'm gonna name this child as a reward, or we gain wages, and she gained wages because she sat there and had to be obedient. She went through all the circumstances, knowing that she wasn't loved, knowing that she wasn't the priority in her husband's life, and that has to mean something, right? And we're going to tie that into what we're going through today, right? Because many of us are going through situations where we feel like we are not being recognized, we are not being, I don't want to say revered, but let's just use that for a second. We're not being revered, meaning, people don't appreciate what they have in front of us, right? Whatever we doing is not being recognized or acknowledged. But we know as long as we continue to do the things that we do, we can say to ourselves, you know what? I left it all out there. I left it for people to see my characteristics. I left it for people to understand that you can strive to be the best person that you can possibly be. And that takes sacrifice, right? And we're not going to look at the sacrifices that we've done. We're not going to look at the things that we've given up during the fast, right? Whether it's sweets, whether it's meats, whether it's food in general. We understand that we have given up something to gain relevance or reverence in the sight of the creator, or to gain strength in our spirituality, right? Not a religion, but the spirituality aspect. You can't grow, I don't think you can grow strong in religion, right? You can walk in religion, but you gain the strength in your spirituality to become a better spiritual person, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. That's what people are truly fasting for, in my eyes. So when you look at that situation, when you look at Ishakar and you look at the blessings that he was given, right? Like he was to go ahead and seek wisdom and understanding and follow the laws and things like that. That's what Ishakar is. But he was the reward because he did what he needed to do to complete his task. And so as we go forward, are we completing the things that we need to do to finish the task? Are we doing the things, realist, what's going on with you? Right? Are we doing the things to complete the goal that's in front of us, or complete the race that is right in front of us? We can see right ahead of us, and we're probably looking at the finish line. But let's just look back at what we have gone through, right? We have seen the change in our life, right? Well, we have seen the improvement, hopefully, because y'all know me. I'll say if you change, you can only you can change for the worse, right? But you can always improve for the better. You can change for the better, though. I don't call it change. I call it improvement. But let's just say, for argument's sake, you saying you change for the better, right? You see the growth that you have gone through because of this sacrifice that you have given, right? You see that you can understand nonsense when it's coming your way. You can see the foolishness even before it starts. Dare I say, you see the bullshit and want to put an end to it before it even approaches you, right? You gained that because you have now given yourself the time to understand why is it important to get away from said things, right? Because now you on a new path. And now you see people that you cared about or worry about or even love, they're being pushed aside from you. Not because you want to, it's because you are growing and you see that they're not growing with you. Because they ain't even growing for themselves. So when you take the time and you see how much you had to deal with on an everyday basis, the weight that was put on your shoulders because people revered you as that great person that you trying to be, and you took it and you wore it bravely, you wore it modestly, and people was out there to take advantage of you. right? Now that you have seen that in your first and second quarters of your fast, now you understand why you had to shed them off. It wasn't because it was good for you. It was because it was holding you back. What was it holding you back from? Being the best version of yourself. How you becoming the best version of yourself if you letting people go because they're not on your path. They're not I don't want to say on your level, but they're not going where you're going. So you have to drop them off where they need to be at, whether it's on the side of the road so they can find their way another way. That's okay, right? You're not doing nothing out of malice. You're doing this because you understand I have to fill my cup. What do I have to fill my cup with? Whatever it is that you are desiring in the first place. Whether you're trying to make a message or a point that, hey, we could become better people, or if you trying to make a point to that to where, you know what, I can teach you things that from a different perspective, or just give you understanding of why you need to improve on yourself. You have to let that dead weight go. You have to let that uselessness that is on your shoulders, you have to drop it off where it needs to be, on the side of the road. I don't want to call people trash, but if it's not for you, maybe somebody will pick it up if you leave them or they on the side of the road, because they're holding you back. We understand that people hold us back because they don't want the better version of ourselves. They're gonna do whatever they can. They're gonna say you think you better than me. They're gonna say you think you hot stuff or whatever it is. But you have to understand, because of this journey that we have taken, that we have to go continue to finish the race. We're right there, and we have to finish this, right? So when you look at what what you've earned, what you worked for, that's what a wage is. You go to work because you're getting paid. That's your wages, right? And when you do it from the spiritual aspect, you have to understand your gain is not tax. It should not be taxable. It should not be something to where, all right, we're gonna denote this because you didn't do something right. That's not how this works. When you are working on yourself from the inside out, there is no taxation, because you are representing the change or the improvement that you are seeking in the first place. God is the good after, excuse me, top of the morning, right? When you are seeking the things that you earn, that there's nothing else for you to do but go ahead and go grab it, go get it, right? And we don't need the validation because we earn what we're getting, right? If you are fasting, you're earning the thing that you are striving for, whatever it is, because you put that work in. It can't nobody take it away from you, and can't nobody tell you you ain't do the work, right? If you are working for happiness, you are doing the work for happiness, right? You getting away from the chaos, you getting away from the mayhem, you getting away from the destruction or the abusiveness, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally, from the person that is holding you back from said happiness, right? And when you do that, you earn that wage, right? When you earn it, you listen, you do whatever you want with it, right? But the thing that we should be doing the most is valuing the work that we have created, or the work that we are doing to get to that structure of happiness, peace, or joy, or whatever it is that you're striving for during the fast, right? And I understand that it may not be a big number, but it's not the point of it being a big number, because there's someone that's doing this because they know they have to do this in order to become the person that they want to be, whether it's the better version of themselves, whether it is to gain strength, however you're looking at it. But it's they feel like they doing it for the best reason, and it's for themselves. You can't go through these situations and say, you know what, I need to do this for Jane or Jim or Bob or Nancy or whoever it is that you doing it for, right? You doing it for the internalness of completion, right? Because I'm one that believes that things start from the inside out. Things pour out of you, right? And if you understand that things pour out of you, how does it pour out of you, right? That peace that you have, it pours out of you. How do you know? Because there's people over there trying to destroy the peace that you have. They may give you a name that you don't deserve, or put you in situations that you shouldn't be in, just to see how peaceful you can be. You know, you could be added into mess because you are a blessing. And so they want to see how you get out of there. We go through trials and errors every day. And when we go through the trials and errors, we understand is to see if we are worthy of the peace that we are seeking, or the joy that we are seeking, or the love that we are seeking. We go through those things because in order to have a testimony, you must have the test to complete and pass, in order to say, well, this is how I gained to where, this is how I got where I needed to go. And so when we go through those type of situations, we have to understand that's the reward. That's the Ishakar of the situation, right? Because we are rewarding ourselves because the benefits we are getting before the reward is showing us that we're on the right track. What is the benefits, right? We are stepping away from things. We are stepping away from people that don't mean us good, but want to harm us, right? There's too many wolves in sheep clothing. And you know, when you going through this situation, your peripheral eyes are keen enough to pick it up from side to side before it gets in front of you. You don't have to wait for that element to come in front of you to decipher if it's good or not. You can see it before it comes. Why? Because you are taking the time to keen and work on that vision that you have spiritually, to say, dang, I see the devil in sheep clothing. I see the devil in the skies. I can see he's bright, but he's not the light that I need. Or however you want to say it is that goes forward to becoming your better version, right? So that's the Ishakar, or the reward of the thing, or the wages of a thing, because you are earning everything. And you know, when you earn it, you don't need the things. You don't need the validation. You need the confirmation that you have. How do you know that you're doing it? Because you're reaping the reward, you reaping the benefits, you reaping the paycheck of the hours you are putting in to become this better version of yourself. And so when you sit back and truly understand what you are doing and why you are doing this, you don't worry about the outside distractions. Okay, I might have lost a friend. I might have lost a sibling. I might have lost a parent because they don't understand why I need to do this. I may have lost a loved one, someone that I loved, but then you understand they didn't really love you enough because they're not supporting you the way that you supported them. When you love something, when you understand that it's for you, it should be reciprocated back to you. BDB, what up, Nine? How you feeling? How you living? When you go through those stages, it has to come back to you, right? You know, even on this app, right? When you support people and you support them to where, not to say that you are loyal enough to disassociate yourself from other people, but you are loyal enough to say, you know what, I believe in what you're doing. I see what you're doing, and I concur what you're doing. If it's not being reciprocated back to you, you know, you know they're not for you. It's not the validation, it's the confirmation. Why? Because if you reap what you sow, if I'm giving you my love, I should be receiving the love. If I'm giving you my time, you should be giving me yours. If I'm giving you joy, you should be refueling me with joy. But there's a lot of people that are takers, right? They're takers, and they don't even understand that they're undertakers, because they're burying you by sapping the whatever it is, that whatever energy you're giving them, they're sapping it from you and not reciprocating it, because your energy is life, right? And when you understand that your energy is life, the reward of the situation is it comes back to you, right? For those people that's in Australia, is a reason why y'all value a boomerang. Why? Because when you throw it, it comes back to you. For us, we will compare it to a yo-yo. If you know how to do the yo-yo, when you bounce it, it comes right back up to your finger. And when you don't know how to bounce it, what happens? It don't bounce back. It might stay on the floor. And if you throw it hard enough, you're gonna crack it, and you know it's not worth nothing. Those are the people that don't want to see you at peace. Those are the people that don't want to see you at joy. Those are the people that don't want you to be honored with love. And those are the people that you have to stay away from. But when you are seeking the improvement of yourself, when you are on this journey, on this race to complete the fast that some of us may be on, you get to see that in a different perspective. You don't have your blinders on anymore. You have taken the specks out of your eyes to see things around you as what they really are. And then you underscore, good morning. Those, when you see that, you can say, you know what? You didn't feel like, you might have felt like it was a waste of time to be a part of that person's life. Or you might feel like it's a waste of time because they don't want it. They don't value what you give them, or whatever the case may be. We all know that there's been some sorrowful people that we have come across, whether it's off this app or on the app. We know there's sorrowful people, right? And some of us was even compassionate enough to say, you know what, we're going to give them, a grace. We're going to give them the love that we felt like they're not giving. And some people might say it's pity. Okay, if it is pity, it's pity, right? But I think pity and grace are two different things. So that's why I'm gonna use grace. So the grace of the situation is, I want to help you. Pity means I just feel bad for you. But so I'm gonna do what I can to help you elevate. And we know that there's people that don't want that elevation. People like chaos and mayhem. That's their peace, right? We don't have to understand why it is that that's what they want, but that's what they want. They're not for us. Like we've been having conversations about loving people from a distance, right? Some people feel like you could love somebody without liking them. Some people feel that's impossible. It doesn't matter. The fact is, you care about them enough to keep them away from you, because at the end of the day, you understand you love yourself a little bit more now because you are working and improving on yourself. I can't be around the bullshit, excuse my language, but that's just the fact of the matter. When you understand that situation, you do your best to get away from it. Why? Because you don't need that stench. You don't need that infliction of chaos. You don't need none of that to be added onto you, as long as you continue to grow, right? And improve yourself. I always, you know how I say, a grown person can't grow because you stunt your own growth by being grown. And when you understand that, when you think you know everything and you want to be combative and all of that, you are stunting your growth, right? And when you stunt your growth spiritually, you don't get the rewards, and understanding that you are a storehouse. Commander, what up, Nine? When you understand that the storehouse is within you, you can continuously add things unto you, and keep it prized and possessed in within you, right? And don't put it too far away from you, because you got the access to go in and out of your storehouse, right? People think that you go to church because you got to go to church, and not understand that you are the church. How are you the church? Because the spirit of God is dwelling within you, no matter where you go. It's been embedded into you. It's been added to you. Dare I say, you might have a spiritual DNA about you that you don't even understand, but you won't know that until you become a diligent worker, seeking what you need to seek within yourself. So you are earning your wages. You are earning your Ishakar, right? You are gaining your reward because you are doing the things that you need to do to see who you are inside of you, truly, right? And when you work as hard as you do on the outside, you should be working just as hard, if not even more, inside, to find out who you truly are. Who do you need to be? And I'm not talking about if you are African American, black, white. I'm not talking about the individual person that you are, the soul, the spirit that who are you truly? Are you that person that can love a person in spite of a situation? Can you love a person unconditionally, or do you have to like them with conditions? Those are the things that you are working on to see if you can give that person the grace and opportunity to say you are worth fighting for, you are worth saving, you are worth helping. I don't want to say save, because we don't want to be a savior. We just want people to be the best version of themselves. So when you look inside of yourself and see how hard that you are working, you understand that Aishika is inside of you as well. That's the beauty of all of these stories, and as people will say, the Bible is allegory. So use the allegory and see, what do you possess inside of you. Are you a gift? Are you an award? Are you a praiser? Are you a one that can join people together? However it goes, you got to see who you are and what it is that you are gaining from these fasts, and that you are going through, right? Like I said earlier, Like for Riaz, I appreciate young Riaz, right? He's probably the youngest person that I speak to because he's in his early 20s. But the wisdom that he's trying to seek, and he, even if he doesn't speak it the way we need to know, we have to know it. When you understand him, you see that he's striving for that wisdom that he's seeking, and that's an aspect that we all can learn from. We people say that you can't learn from certain things and certain people. I think you could learn from everybody because that's who we are. We are gatherers of information. That's who we should be anyway. It adds value to us. When we add value to ourselves, we are earning the wages of wisdom and understanding. And this is the part of the fast that a lot of people should be on or should be striving for as they begin their last lap, the finishing miles to see the finish line. And so when you go through things like this, and when you see that there's people that that's on that path with you, you don't have to necessarily hold their hands, but you can actually come together and pace yourselves to say, you know what, let's finish this together. And if you feel like you have to do it alone, you pace yourself because it's more time that you have to add to yourself to get to your finishing position or the finish line. And those are the things that we have to look forward to. But you have to understand that you are gaining your reward. For some of us, we are the reward. What do I mean that we are the reward? Because if we think that a better you is a better us, we have to understand that people are going to study us. They're gonna see how it's possible that you can have the grace that you have and not be envious of people, not be jealous of people. When you're around a world of people that do just that, be jealous of people and want people to fall because they don't have the abilities that the other person in front of them may have. I'm not here to trip nobody up. I'm not here to make to watch people fall on their face. I'm here because I want to say, you know what? Let me give you a helping hand up. I seen you stumble. You hit that stumbling block. Let me help you up. Right. But in order for me to do it in a well manner, I have to continuously work on it. I have to earn my wages to become the person to say, you know what? I'm strong enough to lift you up. And yes, you might be carrying a lot on your shoulders. And yes, you may have that excess baggage. But when you take your time and get to where you need to be, you will be strong enough because you earned that caveat, not the caveat. You earned the strength to say, you know what, let me pick you up to where you can stand up, you can dust yourself off, and you can continue to shed them pounds that you need to shed, as far as the weight of the world, right? You can do that when you earn the strength. You can do that by working on yourself. That's what a fast is for. When you fast, you are earning the strength of becoming that person that you want to be. Whatever you fasted yourself for. I don't know what Riaz was fasting for. You know, he might have been just fasting for because that's the traditions of Islam. But I think he gained something. Excuse me, he gained something because at the end of the day, he came out better than when he entered. That's like when you go to the gym. If you run the treadmill, you started out of breath, but by the time your session is over, you gain the strength and the breathing mechanism to say, you know what, I could do better the next time. I might have ran 30 minutes today, but I could run 35 minutes in a couple of days whenever I schedule my next workout on the treadmill. That's how it is in real life. You continuously work on yourself to become stronger than what you were before, but you are earning the wages of the strength. You are earning the wages of the understanding of people. That's the beauty of life, right? When you truly understand that you can gain instead of losing. I mean, when you gain more than losing, because we're all gonna lose. We have to lose, right? We have to lose the old self in order to become new. You can't pour new wine in old wineskin because it's not going to be the same. So that there has to be a shedding. There has to be a thing of letting go. But the I should call or the reward is you become that new person. You become that better version of yourself. You elevate yourself. You don't have to look up at the actual hill when you in the valley. You could climb the hill from the valley and get to your destination. That's what the fast is about. That's the rewards that you get. That's the Ishakar that you become when you do all the work. But as he is the ninth son, we understand he has to complete his task. And that's the thing that we have to do in the year of the nine, the 2025, right? You have to complete what you started. If you don't, it's not that you're a failure. You just ain't completed when you needed to completed it, right? Because some of us are stagnated. Some of us are hesitant. We are worried about things that's going to block our blessings. We are worried about people that's not going to approve of what we do. You have to understand that you have to let them go in order to be who you need to be, right? It's okay if it's a sibling. It's okay if it's a relative or somebody that you consider family. Because if you understand that family and relatives are not the same thing, you need to study a little bit more, right? Because I'm familiar with all you people, all you guys that are here, and I consider some of you. I consider a lot of y'all family. Why? Because I'm becoming familiar with you and you becoming familiar with me. And that's the growth that happens when you take the time to understand that you need to do the things that you need to do to become the newest version of yourself or the better version of yourself. Maybe at the end of your race you may want to change your name, like back in the days when a Muslim would say, "My 33 brother, what up though?" Like back in the days when Malcolm Little becomes Malcolm X, there was a improvement, a vast improvement in himself, where he could shed his name and say, "I am this new person. I am now Malcolm X." Right? He did that because, just like people in the Bible, Paul was the killer, but when he found the spiritual side of life, he's no longer Paul, he's now Saul, because that change is so it's so powerful that you want to shed everything from the past, even your name, right? Like a lot of us come up here, and we become, no disrespect to anybody, we don't want nobody to know our name. But now that we understand, and we are influencers, we are people that can manipulate somebody in the right path. We are now the person that we are. The word is not his name, but he's now the word, and he's living that name, right? Because there was a vast improvement from who he was into who he needed to be. And that's the thing, Bond. What's going on with you, right? And that's the thing that you have to look at when you have the conversation with yourself, right? Not to answer yourself, but to say, am I really my best version? Am I really the person that I need to be? That's when you start, investing in yourself. And sometimes with the investment, you have to give up some things. You have to give up the old ways. You have to give up the old life. You know how many people was in the streets and then said, "You know what? I've given myself up now because I'm now a family man." Or how many women that was, not to be funny or rude or anything. There was women that may have been promiscuous, but now have an understanding that now that I've given birth to this child, I no longer could be selfish. I have to be selfless because now there's a little me running around. I am now responsible for a certain thing. Well, that's how it is when you fast, right? Because you are giving birth to a new person, a new creation. I don't want to say creature because when you say creatures, people think the worst of a situation, right? But now you are a new person. I can't stand you, Commander. You know what? But whatever. But anyway, like it's just a thing that we have to really look at when we going through these situations and things like that. And that's just the greatest thing about working on yourself. When you work on yourself, you get to see how far you actually came from a situation, right? How far you came from, for most of us, the dude on the street to now the dude that wants to be family oriented. We already knew it was in us, but it had to, something had to connect, something had to switch in order for us to become from being selfish to being selfless. You know what I mean? It's just the work that you have to do, right? And as much as we want the best for everybody, we have to understand everybody don't want the best for themselves. And so, and for those type of people, you got to say, you know what, man? You know what? I hope they work out. I hope things work out for themselves. But they don't want your help right now. They don't want the situations to where you can become the better version of yourself. Some people just like mess. And when you deal with mess, you like the pig. You like to eat where you shit at. Right? No disrespect and excuse my language. That's just the fact. They like slop. Some people like to settle in slop. But when you want to be the best version of yourself, the slop is the furthest thing that you're thinking about. You thinking about, the greatness of who you can possibly be, right? You thinking about the highest self, right? The Christ-like attribute, the crown, right? The corona of a situation. But when you work for it, you become Ishakar, right? Because you are gaining the reward. You are becoming the reward. You are earning your wages because you are putting that time and effort into becoming who you feel you need to be. So, when you go through the situations like that, when you go through scenarios like that, you say to yourself, you know what? I'm doing everything I can to be the best version of myself. And when you understand that you are working towards your finish line, especially while you're fasting. And for those of you, like I said earlier, that's going through the 40 days fast, you're right there, right? You're gaining the benefits. What's the benefits, right? Your vision is becoming better, right? Spiritually and emotionally. You can see when somebody is depressed. You can see when somebody is uh when they don't have the strength to saying, you know what, I need help. You don't have to sit there and wait for them to literally say, I need help. Why? Because you can read the spirits. You can read the energy that is coming through the microphone on the app. When you see a person, you can see the energy with your spiritual eyes. Everything is not working for the outside. Everything starts from within you. Your emotions start within you. Your compassion starts within you. And some of us don't even know how to draw that out anyway. So you have to work on yourself in order to get to the point to where, all right, now I understand why overflow starts from within. You can't overflow outside in because that's not plausible. It doesn't even make sense. How could the only thing that works outside and in is air, but you need that as a necessity, right? Because if you breathe in the oxygen, you exhale in the carbon, right? But everything works with a balancing with a balance in your life. So you have to understand when you do things like that, you are earning everything that you gain. Even when you deal with mess, you're earning the mess that you gain. Right? You dibble dabble in bullshit, you're gonna get bullshit coming your way. That's why we tell people you can't complain if you want this. This is what you give. You reap what you sow. And when you reap what you sow, you're gonna get what you are asking for. So if you want to improve yourself, if you want to be a better version of yourself, you earn your wages. I should call yourself. You earn it. The reward is that you're gonna finish the thing that you started. Most of us, as long as we don't get stagnation in the way, as long as we don't procrastinate, we can finish the things that we need to do. Right? We know that life is lifing. Right? We know that people got to do their 9 to 5s or their 12-hour shifts or overtime or whatever it is to keep a roof over their head. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about to become the best version of yourself. It starts from the inside out, but you won't know that without the fast, and you won't earn it because you're not putting that work in. If you're too busy worrying about things outside of you, stop worrying about the things outside of you. As I sit outside, I'm enjoying the view, but I know I need the air and the sun that comes within me in order to grow and become a healthier version of myself. And that's what a fast is about in the first place. But as long as you understand you doing the work, you're gonna earn the wages. You're gonna become Ishakar. You're gonna be the person that's studying wisdom and understanding. You're gonna gain all of that because you're putting the work in to do just that, right? You're doing the stuff that you need to do to become the person that you know that you need to be, right? There's several people that that hasn't been around some of us, right? Like Lady Shay and people like that, right? They're out there, seeking their own soul salvation. We wish them the best. We want them to elevate. We want them to grow, right? We want them to be the best version. Sometimes we become the sacrifice. Why? Because they're on their own path. It doesn't mean that they don't care about us. It just means that they need to do this for their own fulfillment, their own growth, and a lot of the times we can be selfish, right? Like, dang, I didn't know I wasn't that important. So you can just like we feel like we're being ghosts a lot of the time. But when you understand that people are trying to develop themselves, it's not that they're ghosting you, they're focused on themselves. We just want them to have the best. You know what I mean? There's people that has disappeared and we haven't seen them in the longest period of time, right? You know, there's people that may be been around your channel that's been gone, and you're like, damn, I hope they are right. You know, day ones. That's what you know. The day ones ain't always gonna be there with you, right? Because you are developing into a person that may have outgrown them. You know, maybe they outgrown us. That's cool. Well, that doesn't mean that we don't want the best for them. That don't mean we don't want them to be the best version of themselves. We just want them to earn the earn their destination. When you earn enough, you can buy a home. When you earn enough, you can buy you a car, right? You earned all of that, right? You got the wages because you did the work. And that's what we need to do as we go forward in everyday life. We need to earn wherever we're going to be. We don't need to what I don't need to earn everybody's respect, because if I do the work, the respect is going to be given to me. Why? Because I've done the work, right? If you want to say that's earned, that's cool too, right? You're not here to disrespect nobody. You ain't here to put nobody down. Well, I'm not. There may be some people that do that on a regular basis, but that's not what I do, right? And the consistency of what I do shows that I am earning every piece of respect that is being given to me, right? I don't come up here and say, well, you know, this one's a piece of trash and that one is over there. That one ain't worth this and that one ain't worth. I'm not here for that. I want you to see that you can earn the places in people's lives, whoever they are, wherever they are, right? There you go, realist. It ain't it ain't even worth having when you people you see people dibble dabbling in bullshit. I don't even want it. I mean, you know, I'd rather be the person that, you know, hey, wait a minute. You ever seen the person that, yo, we can't do that because Miss Such and Such is there, right? We gotta respect that. I'd rather have that respect than the respect of you saying, you know what, man, fuck you. Excuse my language, right? I don't want that type of. I want the respect to where, okay, they understand I'm not going to dibble dabble with things. Hey, can I talk to you real quick? I need to get this off my chest. That's what's up. What's up, right? I'd rather have that respect. I'd rather gain that respect from a person than the respect of nothing. You know what I mean? But everybody is not entitled to the thing, right? We had a conversation before. Is respect given or is it earned? I'd rather earn it, right? Because if you give it to me, you feel like it's something that you can give away because you have enough of it. When you earn it, when you ice your car, when you earn it, you gain it. You worked hard for it. They can't you they can't say I had extra to give, right? When you guys give me your time, I don't say you had time to give me. I say I've earned it because I'm saying something correct in order for people to continuously come back. Right? I think I've earned the respect of people by the consistency of what I talk about or what I am doing on this app. And so when I can go about every day doing things like that, I know that I've earned it. I don't it what I don't I mean, if it's a gift, that's one thing, right? But when you even if it's a gift, right? You understand, like, you had to do something right, right? We don't reward our kids when they do nonsense, right? We don't say, you know what, you broke the table, let me give you a piece of candy, right? Because that ain't what you're supposed to do, right? When you earn it, like, yo, you did great in school, here, we're gonna go on a trip this summer. Why? Because you got A's and B's. You reached your own expectations, right? Sometimes we put expectations on other people, but when you reach your own expectations, you got to celebrate yourself. This is what I tell people all the time. I know I tell Word this all the time. Yeah, grace is given. I'm not gonna never dispute that. I think grace is given more than it's earned, but sometimes you give it to the wrong people, and that's what gets people frustrated, right? When you give people grace and they didn't earn it, it's not a reward for them. So they're not going to value the things that you do. That's why I'm saying, when you work on things on your own time and your own leisure, you you earned that, right? You earned the fact that you earned that reward. That's what Ishakar means. You earned the wages and got the reward that you were seeking, all because you did the work that you needed to do. And that's the thing that I want people to understand as you go forward in everyday life. And like I said, for those of you that are fasting, you're right there at the finish line. You gaining the benefits. How are you gaining the benefit? Because the strength of your earning is starting to show, right? Now you're strong enough to say, you know what, I can go that extra mile. I can go, I can see the finish line. I know I can make it. Not I think I can. You're not the little engine anymore. You know you can. It's not about thinking, it's not about believing. Now that you know you can become the person that you are, it makes you work harder. And every time you work harder, you are gaining the rewards of working that said strength, that said attribute. You working for peace, you're gonna gain that peace. You earned that peace. Nobody gave you the peace, right? If you working for that person's love, you earned that love. They're not just giving it to you because it's something that they can give you. They're giving it to you because you earned it. You gained the wages of it. That's the reward of doing all of the work that you need to do. And so that's the thing that we have to do going forward. We have to earn everything. You have to be like Ishakar and study and work and do your due diligence to get to the. I'm gonna ask you that in a minute, Commander. What you think the two differences is, right? But when you go through those situations, when you earn the things that you get, it's much more valuable than just somebody giving it to you, right? You know what I mean? Like people could be so heartless, and say, you know what, somebody gave this to me. I don't really care about it. But when you earn it, you're gonna value it. When you earn that reward, when you earn first place, when you earn your CEO position, when you earn your home, and when you earn your car, you're gonna continue to work hard. When you earn that person's love, you're gonna work hard to maintain that love, right? That's why people get married, and people don't know. Those people that don't understand that marriage is work, what happens? They get the divorce. Why? Because they wanted the title and not the role, right? We got to stay away from people like that because they don't want to earn what they get. They just want it handed to them. We're not people that things should be handed to us all the time. You understand? It's okay if somebody give you a gift every once in the blue. You know what? Like I said, even with a gift, they're gonna tell you that you earned your gift. You see what I'm saying? When you earn your gift, they're gonna say, you know what? You worked hard for this, baby. Here, take this diamond ring, or take this pearl necklace, or whatever it is that you are given. Yeah, Scorp, respect is a large word, but when you work, Miss Chicago, hi, how you doing? Good morning. You know, uh, when you understand that you earned the things that you get, you'll value it more. That's why I'm saying, the name Ishakar, right? Ishakar. When I say Ishakar, now you understand that, hey, that means that person is earning their wages. They're earning their spot in somebody's life. They doing the things that they need to do. That is the blessing of the thing, right? That name was given to him because somebody said, you are a reward for me. You are you are all of the work that I had to get through to birth you, right? So I could name you Ishakar because listen, I earned that hard, getting through that hard labor. I had to birth this new creation. I had to become this new person. And now that you have birthed it, or now that baby is in sight, now you see the reward of your the fruits of your labor, the reward of finishing your maturation, right? And that's the thing that we have to understand as we go forward, right? We have to understand, even when we earn our things, the fact that we earn it is the reward of the situation. Like I said, I think I earned the fact that you guys are giving me your time. Y'all don't have to give it to me, but if I'm earning it, y'all say, you know what, he's doing enough to make sense that I can continuously come back. And that's the most humbling thing that a person can have, right? And you got to be careful with humility, because some people think humility is humiliation, right? But that's another conversation for another day, right? Because if you're humble enough to accept things, sometimes you get the big head and say, you know what, everything needs to be given to me if I don't earn it. And that's not how life really works as far as uh everyday life, because sometimes you got to earn it, and then sometimes somebody may shower you with a gift because of the work that you've already done. But that's the wages of being who you are as you go forward in life. That's the ishakar of who you need to be going forward, right? You know, I like I said, it's not even from the religious aspect I'm speaking from. I'm speaking from the spiritual aspect, because the spirit allows the body to become or present what you are inside of you. That's why you are the storehouse, whether you understand it or not. Everything goes inside out. Like I said earlier, you can't overflow outside in. That's not natural, right? The natural things, a natural uh, order of things is that something pours out, right? When you overflow your cup, you pour it in the cup, and now it's coming out because you have more than enough, right? You have the abundance or excess of something that can hold that. But when you understand you yourself are the abundance, because your storehouse is bigger than what you think it is, you can store everything that you are gaining, right? You can store the love, you can store the compassion, you can store the genuineness, you can store all of these things, right? But you built it up enough because you strengthened and earned yourself to say, you know what? I'm bigger than what I'm used to being. I am more than what I used to feel like. You are more because you know you are more, and you earned that expectation of becoming greater because you work on yourself on a continuous daily situation. And that's why we have to be, mindful as we are finishing our race, because the finish line is right ahead of us. For those of you that are fasting, you got 10 more days. And then when them 10 days, I'll be back in the 10 days. We're gonna celebrate if you completed your task. And if you completed your task, because there's a newness, there's a newness, there's a birth, a new beginning for you as you come out and become the best version and the completion of your 40-day fast. Like I said, for Riaz, he completed his fast. I think uh when he finished his fast, like he got the thing that he wanted, right? He got the completion of it. Now, if he truly values it, he know he gained something other than just the ribbon, right? Because he even though he earned the ribbon, there may be more that he wanted to gain because of the fast. And I hope people that are doing the 40-day fast, the Lent fast, are understanding what the spirit has to go through in order for it to become its best version of itself. It has to be developed, and it has to be worked on. And because you worked on it, you are earning everything that you get from the spiritual side of life. And I just want people to understand that. And it will pour out into you physically, right? Because it's going to be a newness in your walk, a newness in your talk, an aura, a light about you that only comes from within, right? Because most people think that there's only darkness within us because we don't see anything, but we know that from darkness light can come from within that darkness, because your greatest thoughts come from your darkest times, right? When you get sick and tired, that what are you at your lowest, and when you at your lowest, you feel like you don't have nothing to lose but to come out and become the best version of yourself. So too is the fast. So too is what's happening, right? When you think you on E, when you are weak, then you are strong, right? That's what the spiritual people say. When I am weak, I am strong. I'm not sure if it's in the Bible per se. I think it is. I don't have the verse to confirm it, but when you at your weakest is when you become your strongest, right? When your back is against the wall, you don't have nothing to lose. You become strong. You see what I'm saying? When you go through that situation, you know that you have the inner strength to become the best version of yourself, or to get out of those negative situations. That is the growth that people have to have in order to come out of a thing, come out of a darkness and into a light, becoming from staying a victim, becoming a victor, to defeat the more lovable than you already are. you strive for the thing. You may not reach perfection, but if you strive for it, you go to a situation. You you said I'm muted. Nobody can hear me. Hello. No, I don't think I'm muted. I thought I was talking. I don't know what's going on. You know what, Commander? Go to HR. You over there tripping. You don't know. I don't know. You was over there having some good food and things like that. But anyway, like that's all I really wanted to. That's all I really wanted people to understand, man. Like even when you earn the places that you go, when you earn the people's respect, when you earn people's love, you got to understand that you are you it's all because you are gaining the respect, and you earn the you earned it. It's nothing being given to you anymore, right? Everything you get is you earning it, right? So that's what I want people to go forward to. I don't know what y'all. All right, thank y'all for telling me. I thought I was just flowing. Yeah, probably so. This is somebody trying to stop the message that I'm trying to get, but it's okay. I think I've done enough to earn the earn your patience, and I appreciate you guys sitting through the technical difficulties. I didn't even know it was occurring, but even with that, that's what I'm saying. I earned your guys' respect to sit through the hard times with me, right? Even when things go amok, right? You guys have the understanding of I'm trying to do the best that I can, and that's the most humbling part about this thing, right? This what makes me appreciate you guys. This will make you guys family to me, right? Because you give me the opportunity, you giving me the grace to show that I am a person who I'm not pretending. I am who I am. I'm willing to do the things to show you that I am who I am, right? And I just truly appreciate that. So uh that's all I have. You know what I mean? That's all I can do. That's all I can give you, the opportunity to say, you know what, he is who he is. He's consistent with it. But everything I get, I want to earn it, right? I want to be Ishakar. I want to earn everything I get. I want to receive it as a reward. But the most important thing is I want to be a reward for somebody that says, you know what, nobody cares. So I can be not be the reward to boast and brag about it, just to show that, hey, that there's somebody that really cares about a person, right? And they didn't even have to take the time to say, you know what, I'm here for you. If you need me, I'm available, or whatever it is that I normally say. Right? It's time to put that reward into action. It's time to show that you have earned that reputation. You have earned the respect of people. You got to put that on display. And hopefully through the conversations, right, that I have, whether it's on this live or more than likely on somebody else's panel, even though a lot of the time I'm up there with Word. I just want people to see, like, yo, I am who I am because you guys give me the respect and the opportunities to put it on display. And that's the greatest thing that I can possibly have going forward, right? So I'm truly appreciative for you guys giving me the time and the opportunity to become the person that I am becoming, right? Because I'm still growing. Like I'm never going. I'm not trying to stunt my growth, right? I want to earn every inch of life that I could possibly gain, right? Right. I want it to be a reward, right? Because I'm diligently seeking understanding. I'm diligently seeking the wisdom of life. I'm diligently seeking the familiarity of the people that comes around me. I don't want to be fake. I want to be authentic. And when you become authentic, you've earned that authenticity by putting in the work. So that's what I want to do as far as going forward. You know what I mean? Uh with that being said, y'all, let me go to the chat because I was talking for damn near an hour. And even though I was interrupted, I don't know if I acknowledged everybody. My 33 brothers, shout out to you. Uh I think I acknowledged Scorp, Realist, uh, Commander. Shout out to the people in the bushes too, right? I don't know if you don't have the opportunity to chat, but the fact is, I really just hope that, these conversations that I'm having, it allows you to understand why I'm doing this, and understand that is the information is for you, right? Is for you, right? Because if I have the wisdom, what's the point of me having all of this, excuse me, and not allowing somebody else to have it? It's all in vanity. What good is it to say I love you? I have all the love in the world, but I'm not displaying it, right? How what's the point of having all the compassion and you're not displaying it? These are the things that I'm saying. When you go through things like that, all right, dang, y'all wilding, y'all wilding in chat. You dipping people to the crab boil. You must be trying to cook something good. I hope you got the seasoning for them. Some people ain't seasoned to be in pots they don't belong in either. But that's what I'm saying. When you don't belong somewhere, you got to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I see you, Scorp. I hear you too, right? But I'm just saying, it's just like I said, it's just the respect aspect of things, right? When you earn the person's respect, when you earn somebody's love, it's just more valuable. You know what I mean? Ew, don't toll boil for some. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I'll be stopped. But when you earn people's love, and when you earn you, I'm just saying, you just value it so much more, man. Right? It's bad enough that you got to work to show who you are. It's better when you earn the rewards of the reception of the value of that friendship, or the value of that companionship, or the value of that loving relationship, as far as boyfriend, girlfriend. Hopefully it elevates to husband and wife, right? Whether it's legally done or not, I'm not even talking about that, right? The fact is, you intertwine and becoming one. That's the reward of working on those type of relationships. Like I know a word get ready to say. I'm gonna let him say it though. All right, he gonna say what up though, right? It's just the value of being around him, the understanding of how he's gonna announce himself, or how he's gonna salute you, or how he gonna say how you feeling. It's what up though, right? BDB, how you feeling, how you living. I know that's coming. Why? Because I've earned that respect to say, yo, how you feeling? What's going on with you, right? Realist is like, brother G, what's going on, right? I've earned it in their eyes to say, yo, I'm glad everything's all right with you. Like, just the little things. We gotta accept the little things in order to gain the big things, right? But we have to earn those little things as well. That's the things that I'm trying to say as we go forward. The earning of the thing, right? The rewarding of the thing. That's the Ishakar of the individuals that we all are, right? We don't have to be the literal sense of the word, right? Everything may not suit us, but if the majority do, that's who you are. That's who you are working to be. That's who you are meant to be. If that's if you learn something like Life Path 33, I didn't know what it was, but I understand that's who I was before I even knew who I was. What does that mean? I'm compassionate. I think I care about people. Some people may say it's too much, but I was doing this before I even knew what the life path number was. That's why when you hear it, when it's given to you, and you can say, "Damn, I was doing that before I even knew it." Right? It doesn't mean that you have to elevate your expectations. It just means that you continue to be who you are, right? Because when you continue to be who you are, it's going to that number, that life path number is already been added to you before you even knew it. Continue to be who you are. Continue whatever you are, whether it's good. Well, hopefully, if you on the negative side, you can smooth it over to have balance in your life. That's one thing we all can agree on. We don't want people to be knuckleheads. We don't want people to be assholes. We don't want people to be that all the time. Sometimes it has to be that way, but not all of the time. Just like sometimes you can be good, but let somebody disrespect you. You going, hey, I'm gonna disrespect you because you're being nice. No, the hell you ain't. Because there's another side to me. I tell Word all the time. Don't allow them to weaponize the 33, right? Because you already got the weapons to be the kind guys. But damn, what happens if they weaponize you to be wicked or evil? That's not a thing I don't think people would want to have. But the balance of life, you even with that, you earned to have balance in your life. You earned that. Like, you worked hard to make sure that you ain't that asshole, that wicked person, or whoever it is that people want you to be. You earned not to be on that side of the fence. You can sit on the side of the fence and say, you know what, I'm gonna kick your ass if I need to. But at the same time, if you are being the person you are, I can have compassion for you. I can love you for the person that you are, or the person that you're trying to be, or the person that you're willing to be. So those are the things. That's what I'm saying. You got to, like, all of this is work. All of it is work. You got to understand whatever situation it is work. But with work, whatever you do in work, you earn the positions that you are. Unless somebody gave it to you like a silver spoon. This is not silver spoon situation. Nobody giving us nothing, right? We have earned our positions in life. We have earned to be somebody like Commander. We've earned to be somebody like Scorp. We earned to be somebody like Realist, right? Goddess D, Word. We earned these positions, right? Because we have worked on ourselves, right? It doesn't mean that there's not room for growth. It just means that we earned the positions we are now. It doesn't mean that we can't strive to be better. As a matter of fact, it should make you want to be better, because what's better than this, right? You got all the things you want in life. What's better than this, right? If you got joy, right? Maybe I can add joy and peace. If I got joy and peace, maybe I can add love to it. Let me combine all of this together. But whatever you got to do, you're gonna have to earn that reward, right? You're gonna have to work at it to put it together. This is not just a little elementary choo-choo train track. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this is something that you have to earn. You have to put the work in, right? It's saying, okay, 1 and 1 is 2. This is going to be some multiplication and division and even subtractions in your life, right? But whatever it is, the finished product is something that's the reward. To become that best version, you have to do the work. Oh, damn, I had to kick this person out. I didn't want to. I think they could have added to me, or I could have helped them, or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, if you had to remove them, they're not for you. If you had to add them to your life, they're for you, or you see potential, or whatever it is. You're giving them grace to see what happens. You may have to subtract them from the situation later, but right now you see there's a potential or a value, and they and um less is given, more is earned type situation, right? That's how you would perceive a thing, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting there babbling because I think Word wanted to come up here and add it, so I'm waiting for him. But y'all understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like it's just something that we have to continuously work on, right? We have to work on ourselves. We have to earn everything we get, right? You have to earn your place. I'm just glad that you guys have given me the opportunity to earn this position in your life. Uh, thank you, Commander. And like I said, that's just me in a nutshell, right? Even when I'm on like words panel, right? I know sometimes people like, damn, you be preaching like it's amazing, right? Because people always said, when they first meet me, they think I'm a Bible thumper. I don't want to say I'm not disagreeing with them. I'm just saying a lot of the lessons that allowed me to be who I am, it actually does come from the Bible, right? It's not about the religion. It's about what is given me, what it is adding into me. And when you work on it, you understand why that expectation or why that thought is actually coming into play. Because I use that as the stepping stone. That's the foundation of who I need to be, not as far as the individual, but the spiritual side of a thing, right? You can always grow in a situation, right? And when you grow into that situation, you can just be the best person that you need to be, right? It takes a lot of discipline to go out there and fight for what you want, right? And the discipline is something that's not given to you. You earn that discipline. Why? Because you work on yourself. When you work on yourself, that's when you know what I mean. That's when everything is added onto you, and that's the part that we all need to understand. All right, I got you. But you know, Riaz, how did did you get everything you wanted from the Ramadan? I'm gonna ask you that because you finished your task. Your 30 days is over. You sacrificed a lot to get what you had to get. Uh, You know what I mean? For those of you that don't know what Ramadan is, they fast from sun up to sundown. and they still have to go through everyday activities. I don't think they're allowed to have, like, like beverages. I think I told the story, like when in basketball, Akeem Olajuwon was going through Ramadan. He's sitting there playing 40 something minutes a game, not allowed to drink water. He just playing off the sheer will that he's gaining from his Ramadan, right? I know it was probably was times where his body was cramping up and things like that, because when your body is used to something, it's expected that extra energy, right? But when you get rid of the nonsense, your body know how to persevere through a situation. That's the point of the fast. But the earning of the elevation of the body is something that I think they truly value, but they're also doing it from a spiritual aspect and not just the physical. You know,
Hey, what up, man?
Young Riaz, what's going on with you? How are you?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah,
I'm doing
like
good.
that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes this is the opportunity for me to give you your flowers, right? Now that you're here,
Yeah.
right? Because like I was saying
Mm.
earlier, you probably the youngest person here, right? Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm just saying you in your early 20s, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you try to do things that there's some elderly people that maybe twice your age is not willing to do is commendable, right? Even though
Yeah.
sometimes you get caught up in situations because you see the good in people. I want you to understand that you have to your heart is in the right place, and everybody may not receive you, but you continue to go where you need to be, not where you want to be. You understand what I'm saying? Like, continue to be who
Yeah.
you are. Maybe that's what Allah is telling you to do. Maybe Allah is telling you to sit still and just observe. I don't know what Allah is telling you, right? But the fact that you're going through the things that you're going through, I just want to give you your flowers and say I appreciate you, man. Because at the end of the day, even though you may not feel like you're an example, and even though you have your own trials and tribulations that you have to overcome, you are an example nonetheless. And I just want you to, I just want you to understand that you are a blessing, and I appreciate the things
Thank
that you
you.
go through. Even if I don't agree, I may not agree with all of your methods. I understand why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give you your flowers.
Thank you. I always go for so basically Ramadan ended on Saturday and Eid was Sunday and Monday.
Mm. And like I said, hopefully you got whatever you was desiring from the fast, right? Because like I said, some
Yeah.
people just do it for religion, for the religious aspect. They're just doing it. There's nothing for them to gain, there's nothing for them to lose. They're just doing it. Right? I've done this so much in my life. This is nothing new for me, type of situation. But when you do it because you want to get close, when you are expecting something from Allah, it's just more meaningful, and you're earning it because you're being obedient. And a lot of the times I say your obedience is the sacrifice. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing I want people to understand. But from your perspective, is that something that you go by? Is that something that
Yeah.
you want people to understand about why you do the Ramadan stages? You can go ahead.
Yes. Pretty much though. It's just about struggle and sacrifice. It's not about struggle only, it's also about sacrifice and forgiveness. So basically, learning to sacrifice food and water and your bad habits will actually help you during Ramadan. So that is the spiritual aspect. You're learning to, not just forgive, but also to sacrifice as well, because that aspect will unlock a different side of you. And from that, there's people in this world who don't have food, who don't have water. And basically, in some way, we're very privileged to have all these things. And basically, we complain when we don't get food, when you've actually seen people in the world who don't get these things, don't complain as much, and they still keep going on despite all of that. So you're kind of learning to live like that.
Mm. And from
And
from and,
also
and from
pretty
what
much,
you
I was
good.
just gonna say Pretty much also the Muslims in the past though, they used to fast during wartime though. Like when Ramadan first started though, early Muslims though, they went to war while fasting. And some people though literally complain, oh, they're fasting today. So that just shows you how it is.
Mm. And so from your perspective, you feel like the things that you are earning from these from the fast, you think you're gonna respect it more because you're earning it, or do you just believe you know it's just given to you, so it's not worth trying to maintain it or keep it? How do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Mm, actually, though, I'm not sure what you said. Could you repeat that? I forgot now.
What I'm asking you, right? When you earn, the fact that you made it through the fast, you feel like you earned it, right? So
Yep,
I
I
mean, I
earned
mean,
it.
if you felt like you earned it, if you felt like you earned it, is it more to value it than when somebody gives you something when you don't value it? I'm asking you, how do you feel about the fact that you earned
I
whatever it is
felt
that
I
you
earned
you
it
gained through
though,
the fast?
because I felt like I earned it though, because then I just learned to appreciate, you know, the amount of time to focus during Ramadan, and the amount of time to focus. You can worship every day, and you can keep doing it every day with your heart content. But during Ramadan, these 30 days is better than the whole year. The 30 days is better than the whole year because in those 30 days you're fully focused though, because every other day you're fully distracted. So basically these 30 days is to take away them distractions.
I hear you. My 33 brother, what up though?
What up, though? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I hear you.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, you was cooking, bro. I just wanted to add because, like oftentimes when people talk about respect, they say, it's earned, and some people say it's given. And I just look at it as a cycle, bro. Like you earn it by giving it, you know. Usually when you think about anything, it's work putting in. When you earn something, it's because you put something forward. You actually put yourself out there. So oftentimes, like when I think of respect, like just me respecting myself, it's easier for me to respect others. And the more I respect others, the more others respect me. But when that ain't reciprocated, then they didn't earn it, or even if you giving it and they not giving it back, then like I said, they not giving it back, so it's not earned. So now you take away your respect. But just me respecting myself, it enables me to respect others, even if they didn't show that they earned it yet. It's still easier for me to do it because I respect myself. So I mean, but
Mhm.
everybody apply that different ways. That's just another way, just another perspective of that. But yeah, I just wanted to add that aspect to it. And like Commander said, it's levels to it too. Like I could respect what you do, but I don't have to respect what you are. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, it's like it's that's what bothers me about a lot of things in life, right? When people kill a messenger instead of taking the message, you showing lack of respect for yourself because you so willing to kill a person that's telling you what you need to hear instead of taking the message. You're really harming yourself, right? And that's what I'm saying. When people feel like it's not earned for them, they don't give a damn about what the message is, or how they're gonna take it. They're not gonna value it. But when you earn that situation, right, it's just more valuable to you because you put the time into it, right? That's why a lot of people don't leave the relationships, right? Even though I don't bad relationships, even though I don't respect it, I understand the logic of it. I don't have to respect it, but because you put so much time and you think you earned the fact that you're willing to give somebody a second chance, whether it's right, wrong, or indifference. That's how some people feel about it. And as I wish them the best, I just think that they have a different concept of it because other people would say, what, you earned the respect to leave it and start anew. But when you don't have the understanding of who or what you can become, or what your earning prowess is actually is, you're gonna stay in situations that you may not belong. But that's just my aspect of a thing.
No, I definitely rock with that. You know, King Blackout said something in the chat last night. He was like, you know, I give it, but once I didn't give it back, I'd never give it again. You know, and I rock with that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends on the nature of the relationship I have with a person. Like if I gave you respect before and you took it for granted, you know, I evaluate the situation. Was it a lack of judgment? Is it a consistent behavior? But oftentimes, man, when people lose my respect, I just move on in life, bro. It's too many people on this planet that keep dealing with the same BS with the same people over and over. And sometimes that even means family members, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody constantly putting you through something or disrespecting you, and then one day they get their shit together. I look at it like, you know, it's good for you, bro. I hope you be prosperous, but I'm done. We had our time to dance, and that time is over now. So, you know, I had to do family members like that. People did me like that. You know, when I was young, I was dumb. I was doing stupid things. And even though I didn't change my life, I've been consistent for the last 15 plus years. They still, you know, view me as they did, and I understand that now. You know what I'm saying? So it don't bother me. It used to bother me, like, damn, I changed, and they don't see it. What else I got to do? But then I realized I had to accept, like when we talk about that AAA system, right? I had to accept, like
Yeah.
this is, I have to respect them for the way they feel, also. Even though I didn't change and I'm a better person, I still have to respect that person for the way they feel, if they see it or not, you know. And in doing
Mm.
that, I found peace, bro.
Like, see, even with that, right? Like, there's so many, like, you know, we often talk about forgiving and forgetting, right? I think sometimes the fact that we don't want to forget because we're preparing ourselves, that it takes away from the forgiveness part. So I understand the aspect of forgiving and forgiveness, forgiving and forgetfulness, forgiving and forgetting. I just think sometimes it just don't work out that way because a lot of the times we come into people's lives at the wrong time, right? It doesn't mean that you're not who you are. It just means they're not ready to accept you at that particular time. And then when they circle back, I think for me, I think that's then when they're ready, they're ready to accept what you have for them. And sometimes, I'm not saying that we give up on people. We just have the tendency to for, not to forget what we tried before and it didn't work. So we're not willing to step out and be the person to give them the second opportunity. I mean, everybody has their own aspect of things, right? Like I said, for me, is that like that's like now, right? If somebody say I'm not for them right now, right? I can't be mad if they come back and say, "Hey, I'm willing to have the conversation with you because you shunned me for trying in the first place." But that's just me. I'm just different like that. I know it doesn't work that way for everybody. Everybody is in their own individual states. But if you do I feel like if you do the work, you can earn a place back into my, not my fold, but you can earn my attention once again because I see the transformation of you doing the work. But like I said, I'm different in that aspect. Everybody may not follow that.
And you know, everybody got their own philosophies in life. That's why I enjoy like these conversations because maybe somebody hear you and can take a piece or take the whole thing of what you said and apply it to their life and see how it worked for them. You know, people can hear me and do the same thing. People hear Riaz and do the same thing. That's the beautiful
Mm-hmm.
thing. That's why, like, I like having these discussions instead of saying my way is better than Gary's or Gary's way is better than Riaz or Riaz's way is better than mine. Why don't we just share what works for us, and then that way people can take bits and pieces and apply it to them. And if it worked for them, it worked for them. If it don't, then it don't. But like you in that aspect, right? That forgiving and forgetting. I used to think like that. To forgive, I had to forget what this person did. But in applying that, what I found is like when you forget, oftentimes you forget the lesson that the experience had to offer in the first place. So that's why I can forgive, but I won't forget. And sometimes forgiving is it's not me still dealing with the person. It's just me moving past the situation and moving on from the person. Like like I say, me and Commander say, we can love you and not like you, right? So I can forgive you and have mad love for you, but you got to go that way, bro, and stay that way because if you come back, then I can't promise you. I can't promise you. You know what I'm saying? And people say, well, is that really forgiving? Yeah, forgiving with conditions. I forgive you long as you stay the hell away from me.
I get that. You know what I mean? I definitely get that. I'm just saying, sometimes, like I said, like I said, for me, it's about timing, right? Like it's a hell of a predicament to be in, right? Because you don't want to forget what they've done, but sometimes we hold on to it so long. Excuse me. When we hold on it too long, it allows us to not see the opportunity that's in front of us, right? Like maybe they didn't think they didn't want what we was adding. Now they're willing to accept what we're adding now because the transformation or the newness. Selena, how you doing? Right, the newness in the situation allows them to embrace what you now have to say. Right, they may not have been ready to receive it. To me, like I said, I get it. I get the fact that you are going through what you're going through, but at the end of the day, if you are willing to accept the accountability that now that you're ready and you know that you made the mistake, it's easier for me to continue to come in and assist you because I've seen the growth, right? It doesn't mean that I have to forget what you've done. It's in the back of my mind, but it don't have to be in the front of it. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But that, like for me, that's the best way to forgive and forget. You don't have to totally forget. You just have to put it in the back of your mind because if it's right in front of you, you only see what happened before you step up to the plate to now see the newness in a person. That's just me. That's just my perspective of a thing.
Oh no, now you resaid it again. I understand with you. So let me ask, what up, though, Selena? My bad, I ain't in the comments, bro. So let me ask you this. So like, cause like me forgiving is me releasing the emotional aspect of the situation, right? But forgetting, I I, I think I got what you're saying. I'm just trying to put it in words, cause like to forget. Like you said, you don't want to leave it at the forefront of what they did because, the more you ruminate, that's when bitterness, creeps in, the more you think about something. So the release of the experience for me is the forgiving part. Like I'm moving past that. But for me to even move past that, I have to learn a lesson. But if I forget what you did, for me, I can never learn a lesson. So that's forgetting. I can't I can't forgive if I forget. Does that make sense? Like
Mhm.
I think I'm saying that right. Like if I forget,
I'm a
then
I'm a
I can never learn a lesson. If I don't
With
learn a lesson, I can't
Yeah,
forgive.
I was about to
I,
say. I was about to say that because with you, right? Like this is how you normally sum up a thing, right? You say for you, the memory is the emotional part, right? You say
Yeah.
memory is an emotion, right? So that's why it's hard for you to forget it, right? Because it's the emotional part of the memory that you have. That's why you feel like you remember it. So I already know that you gonna mess not to say that they're gonna mess up, but I know what happens because I have the memory of what you going what's possible if it goes back to that situation again. So it's hard for you to forget it because it's already stuck in your memory, right? But that's why I say if you push it to the back of a situation and see the newness of it, if you only focus on the newness of it, because anything that somebody do is going to like. I don't want to say it may possibly trigger you, right? So you're always going to be on the defenses because they declined the offer of being there in the first place. I'm just saying that at that particular time they may not have been ready for it, right? But now that they're ready for it, instead of me focusing on when they wasn't ready, I have to focus on when they are ready. Because you can see the individual growth in somebody, right? Like like let's use, well, Stoic's not here, but let's just
Mhm.
use Stoic real quick, right? When Stoic first came, there was a lot of questions. There was a lot of things that left you to desire, is he going to truly understand what's going on, because he will ask too many, some may feel like he may ask too many questions. But now that you've seen the development of who he became, now you understand the questions is warranted because it helped him to grow. And so now that he's grown, you see that he's ready to have those actual conversations, to where you don't have to tiptoe around the person no more. You don't have to worry about the rejection, because now you feel that he's ready to embrace said conversations, right? So you can go forward with it without thinking about him being timid from asking the questions before. So that's the growth. So I don't want to remember him for I don't want to forget that he was timid. It actually helped him to become who he is today. So that's why we have
Mm,
different aspects. For
okay.
you, the emotional part of the memory is not allowing you to forget it. But I think it'll stop the progress from you added to a person, because you just remember what happened before he was ready.
Mm, good point. Wait, boss, for me, though, yeah, pretty much, like I'm trying to take the example of how the prophet forgave people, though, because the same people, though, that literally, abused him and his followers, though, in his time when he was going around preaching the faith and everything, and the way they treated him, despite all of that, he could have been mad, though. He could have gotten rid of him a long time ago. And one time, the angel literally came down in one place that said, "Look, I can get rid of these people if you want me to." But the prophet said, "No, I'm not going to do that. I forgive these people." Because his heart was big enough, and that he already reached that stage door. His heart was really big enough to let it all go. And I'm trying to basically emulate how basically, the prophet approached stuff like that. He even forgave the man who literally took out his uncle, though. Literally, your family member, though, right? If someone did that to you, you won't be able to forgive them, right? Or you'll be able to forgive, but there'll be some kind of, feeling behind it. But despite that, he forgave that man. So to me, it's just basic. I'm trying to, look at how the prophet did it and try and emulate what he did, though. Because I actually look at that and I'm like, wow, man. I mean, that's something.
And and see, you know what? This like even the when you think about like what forgetting is, I think oftentimes we have understanding of a definition, but we don't truly understand the concept of the application of the word, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
like, even when we say forgiveness, right? When people say forgiveness, most times people think of letting go what someone did to you. You're saying what they did don't bother you no more. And
Mm-hmm.
I used to think, how do I get there? You know, because I had some vile things done to me by some close people who I love. And the way I got there was to learn something, right? To learn from the experience. And oftentimes, when I indulged in learning from the experience, I seen what you just said. Okay, this person wasn't, and in this particular time when they did this to me, they wasn't right themselves, bro. You know, they was going. It's not making an excuse for what they did, but it's just understanding the reality, right? You know, like when I
Mm-hmm.
was young, bro, I wasn't mature. I was dumb. I was doing dumb stuff, right? But as I matured, then I got better. I look back like, damn, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have did that. Now I won't do it no more. So, like you said, when people forgave me, this is like one of my mentors now. You know, he was I'll tell you the backstory later, but it was somebody in my life when I was a
Mm-hmm.
young age. He cut me out for like 10 years, and he seen like, okay, you mature, and he came to me like, I forgive you, and he told me why he forgave me. He said he forgave me because I forgave myself, and I'm like, okay. He said until you learned the lesson, I couldn't teach you the lesson. Until you were aware of the lesson that needed to be learned, I couldn't teach you. So that's where our disconnect came from. So the way
Mm.
that's why I said the way I apply it is like forgiveness is to be released from the experience, right? But to be released, I can't forget the lesson that the experience offers. Because without learning the lesson, then I can't put it into work, the application of forgiveness. You know, forgiveness is not to take the burden off of someone for doing something to you. It's for you to move on from what they did. So forgiveness is more of you taking the power back. You know, this person wronged me.
Right.
I feel this type of way. Okay, how do I take my power back? Okay, this person, look, on some real shit, they ain't shit. So this time I'm gonna take my power back. You ain't shit. I know you ain't shit. So stay away from me. Now I got my power back. I can forgive you because I'm not gonna fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times that's how I got over things, bro.
Yeah, I
So I
definitely get it.
forgive you.
So let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, right? Do you think for do you think forgiving, is it possible that when you forgive, do you think it's possible that you can forget the that you can forget the situation and not the result, right? Because the situation is different. The result is always going to be the result, but the situation may now change because like when your mentor forgave you, he forgot that he didn't forget that you wasn't ready. He just knew that you wasn't ready. But the result is that now that you're ready, I can forget the fact that you wasn't ready. Now I can focus on that you're ready. I can go forward with the situation, not to forget it in totality. You just understand now the reason why I couldn't forget it then, because you wasn't ready to let it go yourself. Now that you let it
That,
go, I could forget that action towards me, and now I can go forward. Now there's some things that's never going to be forgiven in life. Let's make that abundantly clear, right? And you understand. I understand why you can't. I mean, you can't like forgive certain people. Like you can't forget certain situations, right? Because it's life changing. There's no need to not think about it. The fact is, when you go through the situation, you got to understand if they wasn't in the right place. Hey, I mean, that's when you can love from a distance, right? Because you definitely ain't trying to go through that horrendous situation again, right? The trauma of the situation, right? That's trauma. That's something that you can't forget, right? You can forgive, but you're never gonna forget it. Why? Because it was too traumatizing, right? But I think if you go through a situation and you can forgive, you can forget the situation, but not the action. What do you think about that?
and the reason I say I can't forget the situation is because if I forget the situation, I may fall into a cycle of not that person doing it, but someone else is doing it. That's where the lesson lies, is in the situation. For instance, if I got a family member that's an addict and broke in my house and stole my stuff, right? And I forgive them, right? And forget the situation. I forget that they was an addict, and because of the addiction, they broke into my home. Okay, now I get another friend, and guess what? They become an addict. I don't forgot the situation, so I don't see the keys or the signs that this is about to happen again. Not with the same person who I forgave, but the lesson was in the situation, the experience itself. That's where the wisdom comes in, being able to identify these things before they happen and redirect ourselves so they won't happen again and again and again. That's how we break cycles. So I understand it, I would say the circumstance with the person, or the individual experience with the person. I can't use forget because even then, people I mean, even when people become better, what if a person backslide and I start seeing the signs of something they did before, and because I forgot, I don't take action. So even if I change, guess what? My past is my past. I'm still capable, highly capable of everything that I was before. That's just the reality, right? And I look at myself often and apply these different things because I had to forgive myself, but I couldn't forget what I did, bro. Because if I did, I may slip up and make those same mistakes again. So even though I forgave myself for the things I did in my past, the transgressions I made against people, I can't forget because if I do forget, I may get triggered, I may lose my cool, I may be going through something, and because it was a nature of mine, I may resort back to that. So even applying that lesson to myself, I totally understand what you're saying though, because we want to give people when a person is doing better and they move beyond that, we want to give them a clean slate. But I think even that person remembering that you remember what happened helps them with
Hmm.
accountability. It helped like, okay, look, man, I can't do this. I can't slip on this person again. They done gave me a chance after what I did, and I know that's in the back of their mind. That's like an invisible form of accountability sometimes.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, even how you just like, even how you just described that, right? I would say not give them a I don't want to give
A
them a
clean
clean
slate.
slate because
Right.
I'm not going to give them the clean slate. Listen, I rather look this is why you say you can't forget it, right? I'm gonna hold on to the old slate. I'm gonna just give you a new. I'm gonna give you a
Slate.
new sheet of paper because you want me to erase it, and I don't want to. I'm not going to erase it. I need to understand why it happened in the first place. I get
Hmm.
that part. That's why I say put it in the back, right? If you put it in
Right.
the back of your mind, right, it's still there. But it's not that you're forgetting. You want to you want to forgive to see if the newness could actually clean the slate. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
It's a different aspect of the forgetting part of the situation, right? I'll give you the new sheet. I'm gonna hold on to the old sheet. But if that new sheet outweighs the old sheet, I don't never have to look at that again. It's not going anywhere, right? It's not like new money, right? That's why some people want to hold on to things from things from the past because they think it's never it's going to be outdated. Trauma is never outdated. The only way you can outdate trauma is if you overcome the trauma. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the little things. We turn little things into gigantic problems and traumas. I'm not saying like the most extreme, like no disrespect, like the things that happen to you, that's an extreme trauma. I'm not telling you to forget that, but if you apply that into every situation, it's not it's more of a hindrance to you because all you're gonna remember is the that little like somebody stepped on your toe. Now you look at dude like, damn, only I don't like you because you stepped on my toe. Even if it was an accident, you're not able to forget the accident. Instead of saying, you got good qualities, but I still can't fuck with you because you stepped on my shoe. That's the type of situation I'm talking about. Like I'm not saying that forgetting is for every situation. I'm saying a lot of the times we just forget because it's like being petty. We don't forget because we're on that petty time. Like you stepped on my shoe. I'm mad. I don't want to talk to you now because you stepped on my shoe. Now disrespect is disrespect. I'm not saying that, but you got to understand where the situation comes from in order to say, you know what, I'm allowing you to go forward with a situation before it you know, yeah, intentions matter, right? So you got to understand, like, somebody's intention of a situation, it may not be as serious as we viewed it. That's why we have to look back at it and just you say, like, you said fuck you, so I don't want to talk to you no more, even though you was in a momentary stage, right? If you don't understand what the intent is, of course you're going to be mad about it, but once you have the conversation and understand where the intent came from, you will allow yourself to say, you know what, I could forget about it, and let's just work past it. But that's not in the extreme situations, that's like in the smaller ones, but we use that large situation to put that in the situation with every other situation. I think that's where the forgetting part seems to like not come into play for all situations and not just some.
Now, now you just gave me a whole nuance to a situation, right? That's why I love these discussions. Now let me tell you about the power of not forgetting, right? And why it's beneficial for a person who even made a transgression against you for you not to forget what they did. And I'm gonna call it the evaluation of progression, right? Like you use the analogy, okay? This is your old sheet, right? This is what you used to do. Now I'm gonna give you a brand new sheet, and now I'm gonna see the deeds of your work. And now I can go back and compare the two, and now I can evaluate the progression of the person. And that's often how I look. Like when I say adversity is an opportunity, and I say it gives you the opportunity to look how far you came and to look how far you have to go. And not forgetting things give you that opportunity to evaluate the progression you made or others made in life. So that's the accountability factor too. Like by not forgetting, you actually helping the person, especially if you deal with the person again. Like even the things that was done to me. A lot of that is still fresh. Maybe 10 years from now, if I see a difference in the person, I can look back like, okay, they used to be like this. Now they like this. Now I can compare and contrast. Now I can see the evolution. If that occurred, if the person got better, it was because they don't do this no more. They don't do that no more. They don't do that. Thinking like that, I can tell you the differences or the changes I made because I took note of what I did, because I didn't forget what I used to do. Now I can see what I do better. And now not only I can see what I do better, I can tell you the tools I use to get better. And that's like what you just said, bro. Yeah, it just gave me a whole nuance. So the power of not forgetting, bro. Shout out to you.
I mean, that's like you said, that's the beauty of conversating, right? Even if even if you don't agree to disagree, hopefully something adds to a situation. That's what we're about, right? We're trying to add to situations and peoples and things of that nature, right? You know, it, that's the worthiness of the conversation. That's the worthiness of just putting it out there. Some people just throw things out there, see where it sticks, right? I'm saying if we put everything on the table, we can make a masterpiece with different pieces of the puzzle. It just fits in your puzzle better than it might fit in mine, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of the conversation. That's why it's always a blessing to have these conversations. We're earning each other's respect in a different manner, right? Because you put that out there, there's no disrespect, there's no malice. The conversation is productive, and when you earn that production, it makes you value the conversations even more. That's why for me it's always important to have these things, because you just may gain something and not really lose. You're sacrificed to invest. That's what you would say. That's what's happening here, right? You're not looking on what you're losing. You're seeing what the other person can gain, right? You might be giving
Hmm.
something up for yourself, but the investment in somebody else is for their gain. That's why a better you is a better us. That's why your mantra is on point for me personally. That's why I can do the things that I do. If you could gain something out of it, it's not about me being right. It's not about you being right. It's about putting them pieces together so it could be right, and somebody could add this piece to their own puzzle and become the better version of themselves. That's why these conversations is a necessity. But we're earning the respect of other people by just having that conversation. That's what makes us, that's what makes, our time valuable. That's why we earn the people's respect.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, that was dope. I just think if people start applying these concepts, bro, and they see the benefit in themselves, the benefit in, and like what Real said in the chat right before the comment you highlighted, I can remember the things that happened years ago. I still go back and forth about the degree, even though I had gotten an apology. And that's the power of not forgetting because you can see the nature of a person. Is their behavior still consistent of that what it was years ago, or did the behavior is
Did I lose you or you stop? Or did he get a phone call? Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, right, even in the forgiving and forgiveness aspect of the thing, right? I would rather like I'm a person that likes to look at the good of a thing, right? Some people might say that's weak. Some people might say there's something wrong with it. I just think that uh when you earn the second opportunity is something that I appreciate, but it should be something that the person that's getting the second opportunity should value. Now, if he squanders it, there's nothing you can do about it, right? I don't need to forget it because now he can't get that. He more than likely he's not willing to take the third opportunity because his own embarrassment is going to say he's not worth the time and energy to ask for the second opportunity in the first place. So, you know, that's what I mean by, you gotta earn a lot of the things that earning is better than just get or added to or the gift of something, right? Because once you do that, you could turn around and say, you know what, I value the fact that I've earned the things that you guys are giving me. When you just give it to me, it don't mean something. I'll tear it up, I'll destroy it, I'll do the things that I don't need to do as far as, valuing what was given to me instead of because it was earned, I can go ahead and place it where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I want people, to gain, from the whole, aspect of earning and versus giving. That's the thing that I want people to understand.
My bad,
You
bro.
back?
Yeah, my
Yeah, go
bad. The
ahead.
missus called. Yeah, the missus called. But no, I just wanted to say that this was a dope. I'm mad that I got into it a little late, but this was a dope conversation. And like I said, it inspired probably not my next show, but we gonna talk about the power of not forgetting. That shit was dope, bro. The way you put that and using that analogy. It's ran, bro.
Yeah,
I
well,
got it.
no, no, I'm just saying, like that. I mean, that's the like I said, that's the whole point of having a conversation. If we're gonna build, let's build something to where it works for everybody and not just the individual stage. What's the point of having all of these understandings and gifts and things if you're not willing to put it out there for people to receive it, right? Everybody here has a gift, right? If you just keep it to yourself, what value is it? It's all in vanity. It's a waste of having. But once you put it out there for people to understand, receive, and comprehend, it makes them better and it makes us better because we put it out there. It's not for us to keep anyway. When you understand it's not for you to keep, it becomes valuable for everybody else and not for you. That's why you can be a blessing. You can be a blessing and even not even feeling like you are because it's not for you to be the blessing to yourself. When you put it out there, you become the blessing. You are blessed, but you're not the blessing. Is a difference, and that's why, like I said, like people like you, realist, commander, and people like that, you have to understand you are blessed to be a blessing. You're not blessed to keep it for yourself. You are blessed to share it out. That's why when you overflow, you're overflowing with being blessed. You become the blessing because you are blessed, and it overflows. So now you become that blessing. So that's why like I said, for me, these conversations are always needed and wanted for that reason and reason alone.
My bad, bro. Facts, facts. And yeah, but these type of conversations I always say build nation. A lot of the shit I've been saying in the beginning, that shit gonna start making sense now because it's all coming together. But having these conversations is actually the building blocks, bro, that we need to create different ideologies, different concepts that can help people become a better version of themselves. I mean, like when we was talking last night with Kay and stuff on the panel, when we was talking about the influence part, man, we can influence one another to be great, bro. Or we can just try to have influence over one another for our own personal greatness. But if I become great and you become great, that's just adding to the collective. But if I just support or try to use y'all to become better and y'all becoming worse, then for me that's not ideal because look, we're gonna have ups and downs and if we build each other up, when I fall you can pick me up. When you fall I can pick you up. But if you're on the bottom and if I fall, we both just on the bottom, bro.
That's the best way to put it, right? To construct is up, destruct is down. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to go down or you want to go up? Do you want to elevate or you want to de-escalate? However you want to put the aspect. Do you want to go up? You want to go down? You want to elevate? Do you want to de-escalate? How do you want to do that? Right? That's for the individuals. These, like everybody that's here, even those people in the bushes. You got to understand that in that time, in that aspect, in that manner, you have to evaluate yourself to that standard. If you don't evaluate yourself to that standard, you just settling for where you are. That's something that we all should not want to just settle. We should either want to be our best version or nothing. That's just me though.
Nah, that's facts, bro. I'm just strolling to the store, so it might be a little windy, but yeah, this was a dope conversation, though, bro. Definitely a dope conversation. You need to have more of them, more consistent. What Stoic said, the word is consistency. Sometimes you got to crash out. You just got to come on here. That's how we use crash out.
Yeah,
But
no,
since
no,
you
no.
used it
See,
as a
but
bad
this is
way,
the thing, right? I am consistent. Well, I haven't been consistent because sometimes you need that fire to make the impact, right? And sometimes when you don't have the fire, you just running on fumes. I don't never want to run on fumes because the emphasis of the message don't be picked up the same way, right? Now it's up to me to fuel the fire, right? But if I don't have nothing to fuel the fire with, that's on me. That ain't on anybody but me. So I can hold myself accountable, right? But I'm not one of them people that just come on here and just talk about anything because it doesn't for me it doesn't compute with who I am. And if it doesn't compute with who I am, I think I'm wasting people's time. So that's why when you fast and things like that, you see how you can gather that fuel, right? Do you need to put more coals in your system to add the fire, or you need the lighter fluid to just instantaneously do it? What's best for you? And that's what I'm working on myself every day with, right? It's easy for me to hit a panel because there's a conversation that I can add to. But to start a conversation, it takes a little bit more fire. And sometimes you don't want your inconsistency to be a consistency. So I understand what you're saying. I definitely agree with that.
and Commander, if you're in the chat, I think he just challenged us to put gasoline on his ass. So we got to inspire
All
more
right.
people
With
to be
that being
grave
said,
on
let me get out of here for
it.
they don't try to start a fernery fire. Good. I appreciate you, Riaz, for being up here. Word, I always appreciate you, but more importantly, I appreciate the chat. As Commander
Okay.
say, chat, where you at? But at the yeah, if you ain't him, Commander, don't worry about it. You ain't him. He ain't said nothing. But like I said, the fact of the matter is this, right? I can't be who I am unless you guys tell me who am I consistently being, right? If I need to improve, the best thing about the best thing about you guys is that you will tell me where I need to improve it. If you think I need to calm down, you will tell me when I need to calm down. The consistency of me, it truly do comes from the reactions and the comments and the conversations that you guys are having in the chat. So I definitely appreciate you guys being here. Uh, this I may pop up before, but um, next not this Monday coming, the Monday after that, I will be celebrating the end of the fast. For those that did it, and for those that didn't do it, y'all welcome to celebrate it for somebody else, right? Because if they became a better version of themselves, that's all that matters. And you guys are helping me become a better version of myself. So I appreciate you guys all being here. With that being said, word, you going live tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna go live tonight.
So y'all can have more of this but not more conversations like this a little later
Okay.
on tonight. I will see you
Okay.
guys then. With that being said, I'm signing off. Y'all appreciate y'all. I'm out.